Now, big time showrunners, they make them bank. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan. I'm an aspiring TV writer and I am sharing my journey into the entertainment industry here on YouTube. Today, I'm starting a new little mini series on my channel about the anatomy of a writer's room and what the different roles within that room are. Now, this is going to be a 3-part series just because I want to separate the different kinds of roles. Today we're starting at the top. We are looking at the showrunner, sometimes also referred to as an executive producer. Then I will do a video about all the different types of writers in a writer's room, and yes, there are more than one, more than two, and more than three. Now, every room will have all of the different types, but there are a list of types of titles within the writer's room. And then I will do another video on the support staff in a writer's room. So for today, let's look at the boss of a writer's room, the showrunner. Now, when we look at movies, we tend to think of the director when we think of the movie. That's where a lot of the credit is associated and the artistic vision and the creative vision. But when we look at TV, as I'm sure you know, we look at the showrunner. So for Shonda Rhimes, she is known as Shondaland. Usually the showrunner will also be the person who created the show, though it is possible for the showrunner not to have created the show. And I don't necessarily mean that they created the original IP. So if you look at something like Bridgerton, of course, Shonda Rhimes, nor, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy who is the showrunner for Bridgerton, neither of them created the world of Bridgerton, but they are in charge of adapting the books to fit the TV universe. Now, what if you're a first-time showrunner, you don't really have a lot of experience in the industry, but you are able to actually sell your series? What happens? Do you just jump in as the boss? Not quite. Usually what will happen in those kinds of situations, if you're the creator of a show and you don't really have the experience to actually be a showrunner at that point, what will happen is you'll get paired up with a more experienced showrunner, and it'll almost be like a bit of a training. You're learning as you go, but there's somebody with a lot more experience who can kind of help you through that, and you probably won't have as much responsibility as a showrunner would normally have, but that can be a great way to get a lot of experience moving forward in your career. And if you get an opportunity like that, I mean, it's not common, let me put it that way. So what does the showrunner do? What doesn't the showrunner do, honestly? The showrunner is in charge of the creative vision for the show. The showrunner is in charge of production, any production decisions, so costuming, casting, scripts, all of that gets funneled through the showrunner. The showrunner won't necessarily be managing all of those things, but they have the final decision at the end of the day for all of that. So when you're within the room, even if you're a high-level writer within a writer's room, you're still writing the showrunner's show. So if you disagree about a plot point or a line of dialogue, showrunner gets final say. They are the vision. They just don't have enough time to write the entire show themselves, and it's nice having different voices and perspectives in there. But at the end of the day, the writers are writing towards the showrunner's creative vision. The showrunner will usually also read all the scripts before they kind of get their final approval. They will make any notes for potential rewrites. Sometimes they'll handle rewrites themselves. It just kind of depends. And one thing I want to really focus on is every single writer's room is going to be different. Even the same showrunner might run different rooms differently depending on the show and the needs of the environment. So there's no one-size-fits-all formula. The showrunner will be coordinating with the studios, any bigger bosses within the kind of world of the show. They coordinate with different departments, so with any directors, with costuming, with editing, all of that they kind of coordinate with and make sure everybody's on the same page, notes are being handled how they need to, all of that. Showrunner will also usually be on set while the show is being filmed. Some showrunners will have the writer for an episode be on set while that episode is being filmed, but it's not like a guarantee, but it is normal practice. With having shorter episode orders, I have heard that that changes a little bit, that it makes it more where the writing happens during pre-production, and then it's more just the showrunner during production, so we'll see how that develops over time. And pretty much everything has to be approved by the showrunner for production to continue. I'm sure there are a million other things that the showrunner has on their plate. There's a lot of managerial responsibilities, organization responsibilities, all of that. Sometimes I almost see the showrunner from, an outside perspective as like writer meets entrepreneur. So, they're really handling a lot and keeping all the ducks in a row and all of that. But how much money can you make? That's the big question. So as a first-time showrunner, you can expect to make $30,000 per episode. Let that sink in. $30,000 per episode. Now, of course, this is not the salary you're getting as a first-time TV writer, but can build up to that number. Now, on average, a showrunner can tend to see $100,000 to $300,000 per episode. So that's, once you've really gotten some experience and, you're really doing the thing. Now, the big time showrunners can make so much money. There certainly is money to be made on this career path, but you're not going to expect that right out of the gate. The other thing is that you might end up seeing showrunners credited as executive producers for a show. There are a couple reasons for that, but part of that is it's just the title that showrunners kind of get credited as, but they're also working on the production side of things. And the producer role also gives them kind of the ability to get residuals and things like that as the show continues to air and be on different streamers and platforms. So showrunner, executive producer are the same thing and also not the same thing. There are executive producers who aren't showrunners, but showrunners are known as executive producers as well. I did a ton of research for this video too, so I'm going to link any articles, tweets, whatever I looked at in the research for this video, because again, I'm an aspiring TV writer. I have not been in a writer's room yet, though I hope to very soon, one day maybe. So I did a lot of research to confirm what I've learned, over the last few years of getting into this industry, and just make sure that I expanded the knowledge that I had. I think that's everything I wanted to say today. Let me know if you're interested in this as a series and what specifically you would want to know about the different roles in a writer's room. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see any more videos like this or anything else at all on my channel, let me know in the comment section. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and press the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos I post every week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!